That's the question I get asked by my software. Oh, looky. TikTok opened up. Am I still banned on TikTok? Hold on, I gotta kill something for my AI. New styling go. Well, you didn't listen to what I said. And at closing this page, screenshots cover. I don't know. TikTok says it's live, guys. A little post Thanksgiving whiskey. My dad did not have Southern Comfort at the Thanksgiving dinner. I had to settle for Jim Beam, which I found quite delightful. They poured me a glass about yay big. And if this looks like a lot of Jim Beam to you, well, then you need to get a bigger glass. That's all that is to it. Fewer trips. All right, let me close some stuff out here. And, I did not. Is it the bottom one? It is the bottom one. There we go. Let's go to the third monitor. Hey, look at there. All right. So I'm going to open up the chats. You know what? Can I bust out the multi-stream chat? Buddy, I know I'm talking to myself. My wife is gone for 2 weeks, so this should be... I got good sleep this morning. I slept all the way to 6 a.m. because she got up at 3:30 with the dog, and then the dog goes back to bed after she gets up. But normally, if she don't get up, I gotta get up because the dog says, "Hey, one of you is getting up," and apparently she's not. That's just the way that works. Okay, I cannot bust that chat out. That is a terrible thing. So I'm going to put this over here. Oh, that's what I could do. I forget this thing. How about I do this up here, and I'm doing some weird stuff. Hold on, I'll show you what I'm doing. I will show you what I'm doing if I know how. If I go here, look at that. That is me on a. That's what I was going to do. Was now open up the YouTubing thing live, and then we're going to go. This one here is going to go high. How we doing? Is that right? There we go. Oh, that is right. Now I'm going to pull this like so. I'm not too sure I like the way that worked out, but it is what it is. So the vertical does not like, there we go. That's what I'm wanting. I want to see that. All right. So I've been getting some stuff done. I've had a couple good days. I've been keeping the brain well lubricated with my daily regimen of MCT oil. I got shots in my back. Now, this is a weird thing. So my pain consultant goes, wait a minute. You get a stimulator in your back. They put the Bluetooth chip in your spine after the shots fail. Says, how are we getting the shots after we get the stimulator? And I said, I don't know, but I used to get the shots, and the shot works. And the shot didn't work. So getting the 6 little epidural shots in my spine, my biggest complaint is my legs hurt. They also adjusted that stimulator thinking, oh, wow, if this doesn't hurt down here no more, we're going to move the focus more up towards your upper spine. And that gave me calf cramps that woke me up in the middle of the night. So I have adjusted it back, and I'm feeling a little bit better. I don't think my body is ready for all the movement I'm giving it. Is really the big problem. Everybody's trying to go a little faster than my recovery rate. So, what are we going to talk about today? We got all kinds of stuff to talk about. The we can talk about how TikTok gave me a ban for election interference 14 days after the election. Let's see if they can ban me right off the bat. We don't want to wait an hour into it to find out I got banned on TikTok again. But Trump said he's not going to shut down TikTok. And I can tell you, I would have told him the same reasoning that he just now spit out. You splat that bug and everybody's going to get covered with bug, and it's going to be like an alien. Wherever the splatter lands, we're going to get more of them. What we need to discuss about what I'm doing here, talking on the film here, is the 90-second ability to keep your thought train. I've had strokes. I have a problem with my thought process. It bugs me to no end that I switch subjects. Yet it seems perfectly okay for somebody to sit in front of their phone and scroll through subjects until something excites them and then stop for 90 seconds to 2 minutes, which is all their brain has been trained to absorb. They can't follow through. Now, on mine, I get a much longer view than everybody else. 11 to 17 minutes, which is considered phenomenal. And I get told that's not the way this works. People don't do that. And again, I think I can't tell right now, was it the desire that they don't want people to think for 20 minutes at a pop? Because you know what 20 minutes of the thought process used to be? The amount of time you could invest in a sitcom. That's what made me make the connection. Is the 20 minutes that people are hanging out with me because my generation watched Friends. Well, I didn't watch Friends. I haven't been in a combat zone when Friends was on. I didn't get to watch that till later. But I watched it since. All the way through. Even watched the reunion. They did a terrible job with the reunion. Okay. So, I can't show you because, you know what? If I put all the stuff on that screen, I got 3 screens here, right? So let me go back to this. I got 3 screens now up here for the filming. And then I've got the computer hooked to the 40-inch monitor, the AI computer that I was tuning. Hold on, buddy. What are you doing? Huh? You used to get on film. You want to do it? You want to get up here and look at everybody in the camera? No. I'm concerned that you're talking to the wall. At least my dog's concerned about this, huh? People shouldn't do this. My dog says so. All right. Oh, look at this. Hold on. Take this down. And what I want to do is 4K. Where's it at over here? I don't want to hide that from her. You're going to do it. All right, come on. I know. All right. And then tell all the boys. Don lets the girls laugh. All right, get down. All right. You have to move everything in the room when you come in. Huh? You're a mule. All right. Everything must go. All right. So I'm looking at the vertical output, which is... Hold on. I got to figure out what the hell's going on here. Pepper, no. Pepper, no. Get out. Before you tear something up. You great big horse. You did. You moved the green screen. Holy crap. That's not what I want to do. See, I'm trying to... Where's it at over here? Hide from vertical? No, hide from vertical. Well, I don't understand. Okay. Manage dual output. You're terrible too. You all are terrible. Quit drinking the blue water. Oh my God. Guys, we're alone in the house. I get it. You damn sure ain't kissing me after you drink the blue water. Don, quit peeing in my porcelain water dish. All right. I don't have a camera on my vertical output, which I don't understand why. What is this that I'm selecting? Can I add to just the vertical? This must be something I needed to manage before. Oh my God. Hey! Out! Now! Yeah, eating the green screen's a big kick your ass out of the office. Come on, out! Holy crap. Look at the slobber on that thing. Vertical. And what we got here? I don't know what we're going to do. So we got more chatters coming in or people watching. Why am I so dark on that screen? Well, you better duck and cover. She made me mad. You're going to blackmail me. Are you going to come up here and show everybody who's blackmailing me? No, they don't want to hear it. Come here. Oh, now they know it's a beagle. All right. I actually don't know how far my camera goes. 4K camera. Let me go ahead and configure video, because holy crap, that is not very bright. What the hell's going on here? Close. Right click. I am nothing but having problems every single time I open this software. Microsoft has reset every single freaking setting after they've done an update. Want to get me pissed off and into the conspiracy world? Microsoft, that worthless piece of shit, is trying to cut off anybody who is not deep inside of a city somewhere from communicating with the world. It's that simple. There is no reason when I tell you to turn off updates to update my system anyway. I've gotten into code to turn off my updates. Wait, these are not the droids you're looking for. Because I'll walk away from my computer at night with all my screens lit up of stuff I'm reading on 3 different screens, trying to mesh some software together, expecting to come back and pick up where I left off and try to remember what it was I was thinking the night before. And only to find that Windows is so damn broken, they're requiring a reboot in order to get back my devices that were working when I walked out of the room. Yeah, even though I have crap turned on. All right, so color correction. I don't know. Let's put some gamma in there. That's terrible. Holy crap. Smooth this. Well, that's terrible use. Oh, that's even more terrible. Is it a contrast problem? Not a contrast problem. Brightness problem. A little bit. Gamma's down. A little bit. That's horrendous. All right, color correction. Let's move this over here. Well, one of the things it's terrible on the TV over here. Yeah. Oh my gosh, too much saturation. This is horrendous. But anyway, let me deal with dogs who decided to blackmail me. Next time, I'm just going to lock you out and let everybody listen to a big-ass dog pound on the door instead of one coming in and eating a green screen. The other one deciding to walk around it and try and push it out of the way. Huh? I'm just trying to get stuff going here. Get your ass up and get us a treat. Take your butt pepperoni on ass. At the neighbor's done, I'm going to go eat mine by myself. Okay. So I've listened to the. You know what's funny is, it's mostly Fox News that I have in the background, and I mean nothing like a holiday weekend to find out who your next conspirator is, because Fox News on a holiday weekend has all the substitute people, and they don't know that the crap they say behind the scenes is the stuff they're not supposed to say on the channel. Oh, that was terrible. They just don't know that. But like I said, I'm putting forward the hypothesis that the 90-second thought process for the TikTokers is because of the TikTok thinking. They get, the 90 seconds, the 5-minute limit. I remember when I first started doing this, everybody that was ahead of me trying to offer me free advice kept telling me I was doing it wrong. No one would watch past 5 minutes. And I would say whatever their target audience was the problem there. And my audience is a lot older, for the most part, or a lot more mature. You can say it that way. This comeback's been a little harder. One, I've been sporadic. Two, I've not been in a hurry. I felt no need to make it big and go. I've got all the power and potential to, but I got other stuff that I'm building. Right now, I'm working on fixing AI. All right, everybody's talking about AI. All right, I wasn't sure about AI, and I actually got it working enough out in the main studio, all on one computer. There we got a 3090 out there. And so I thought, I'll put it on that one computer. We don't have to talk across networks or any of that other stuff. And, it just complicated the problem, right? It's all built into Windows. But the reality is I want an AI that is completely independent of my other computer systems. And I want to be able to sit down like at this computer and ask the AI a question. Okay? And I've already learned, so, you know what? Let me flip this thing. I don't need to see what's going on there. This is interesting. To me, rather. It may be interesting to you because I asked the AI, who is GunMuse, right? Oh, I'm not going to do that. First, I asked, who is GunMuse? And it said, I asked it, who is Donnie Larison? And it said that I was a storekeeper inside a video game, that I was a merchant inside one of the video games. So my name had been branded inside one of the video games when I did the AI search. I thought, hell, that's neat. Also, criminal. You can't use my likeness inside of another video game. I won't say the name of the game right off the bat, but it is a quite popular game. And I don't even know if it's true because AI kind of makes up things. AI determines based on the information that it's been given or that it's found things it might likely deem to be true. Am I a storekeeper inside of a video game? No. Where did I turn off the disable dual? Cannot disable the dual output while live. Okay, that's why I couldn't adjust it while live. All right. So, hold on. Where I'm at now is I've gotten the first AI to work while I'm sitting in the other studio. So I could have asked it some questions and posted them up. You could have seen them had I been smart enough to go out and go live out there right now. But for all I know, the kids out there doing things live, I don't even actually pay attention out there. We got some of the windmills set up, and we got the battery in place the other day. Well, the windmill, we're waiting on a special mount to mount the windmill at least 5 feet above the peak of the roof, so that I can generate electricity for the battery from the windmill. And then we got 2 solar panels going in, and it should be enough to get a once every 3-day hour broadcast of a live completely off grid, which is the first goal for the off grid portion. Before somebody goes completely conspiratorial, do I think Donald Trump's going to call World War III and we're going to go off grid? No. I think Joe Biden did his damnedest to cause World War III, the same way Bill Clinton did his damnedest to cause a fucking war in the Middle East. And then when they hit the towers, the first thing that the Clinton said, that should have been us. That's the wrong thing to say when you get caught on a hot mic. That, hey, you knew it was coming. The report going back to 95 said you knew they were up to something. They were trying again. That should have been us. You got to watch people who seek the power the way the left does. You got to watch, and Trump's really being careful with the people who are the media is trying to paint as unhinged. Oh my God, they're going to take all the reporters out and shoot them on the lawn. They're saying that today. Well, what do you think? Fox News, what do you think about them saying they're going to come after all us reporters? I don't know. What did you do? Did you take information and go find out it was false and put it on the news anyway? Do you think that doing that means that you weren't criminally liable for trying to deceive an entire country into not trusting their leadership? That's how coups are done. Then who replaced Donald after that coup of false information? We don't know. No one knows who's running the White House right now at this moment. It ain't Kamala. Damn sure ain't Joe. We just don't know. So how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go? Because you'd be far-fetched to convince me in some manner of being that you know who's running the country. Or maybe just your education's so disconnected that you think a committee would do a better job. And you don't understand how committees work. When a bunch of people get in a room and they're labeled with a committee to come up with a decision, the committee makes the decision. That means no one's responsible. If it does well, I'm on the committee that did the well thing. If it does poorly, that was a committee decision. See how that works? It's a straw man to blame. The founders of the United States knew that. That's why there's an executive branch. There's executive privilege and there's executive responsibility. Taking out of context, the buck stops here from the 1950s. And when I say taking out of context, you better remember that Democrat was pushed into place by people who were bribing people to build roads. Democrats have been selling concrete since the 50s. They don't like giving up power. Money's power. So they're scrambling, they're blaming. They're going to try and get another 4 years of being an asinine. But unfortunately, in 90-second cycles, a large chunk of America is tired of it. My understanding here, talking to people when I went out and talked to people, and I have been doing it, I'll randomly talk to a clerk and get them on things, or I'll grab somebody on the phone who probably thinks I'm the loneliest son of a bitch ever. And the purpose is to find out what they're thinking. I'll do it for the reps at my bank. But what's funny is they enjoy the conversation. They say, you know what? Oh my gosh. Hold it. Spell that? You know, that kind of conversation. We're trying to write that things down. And I didn't know what all penetration I was having out there in the real world. And then I kicked on my AI the other day. And I said, who is Donnie Larison? And they said, I'm a character inside of a game. Well, that ain't freaking right. So I fed my AI my YouTube channel. I said, AI, add YouTube/GunMuse. What do you think's on YouTube/GunMuse? For most people, it's 3 minutes worth of gaming device and then they turn the computer off. Right? Oh, there's that thing that makes my game better. 3 minutes. They're hour-long videos. I sit and bullshit like this all the time. We do things. And that AI come back with what I'm going to wind up putting on my resume. Holy crap. And I'm going to be digging deeper into the AI because it doesn't sound like something ChatGPT would come up with. Maybe I'm wrong. But it was like a glowing recommendation of what I talk. I'm like, that's how I would want to be described. Oh my gosh. I have got a burn in the back of my throat because I gulped a piece of whiskey really bad. And you're not supposed to gulp your whiskey, especially if you got heartburn. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Let me take one of these cough drops here. So, setting up the AI to talk with me. Now I'm going to start feeding that AI more information about me. I'm going to go back over the articles going back to 1999, the articles I've written, and hopefully I can even teach that AI to search for me in various forms. Because there was a whole bunch of pseudonyms I wrote under for a long time. Now I want to sneeze. This is terrible. Sneezing while you got a cough drop in is going to wind up being a projectile. Oh my. But I'm going to post this stuff up. Now, part of what we're going to be doing here in the future, the reason I'm putting all this money back into the news thing, it is my impression that the news failed in 1996. Okay? And the money and power behind the news tried its best to keep it alive the way they knew it. When I was doing hunting and magazine stuff, I had everybody tell me. I listened to everybody. I just didn't follow their direction. So when I'm running an outdoor magazine, every other outdoor magazine, you get the head of the company, you take a really good picture of the product with him holding it, and you put him on the cover. Well, there was a problem in the digital world. You can't hang me on your freaking wall and say, I was on the cover of Outdoors in 1998. It's a pride point. Should they have been on? No. But for $25,000, they'll write that article and shoot that cover shot. That's how much the advertising buy was to get that done. I had a different philosophy on my magazine. You could not write me a check. I wouldn't let you. Sorry for the grutching. I'll make my cough drop go away. Okay. Now my throat up good. So that killed viewers. So in 1996, this was a different game. We were going online. And like I said, you couldn't hang a digital cover shot on your wall. We actually tried with Mallard Marketing and what was the other marketing company? Nothing like having a beagle just turn around and interrupt everything, huh? So anyway, we tried to recreate digitally the sensation people were getting with their face on the cover of products. And that didn't work. And it was my fuck it moment. My fuck it moment back then, I said, the hell with advertising. I don't need the money. Let's just write nice articles. And I changed the way we wrote articles. Now this is the way articles are written, where if you're reviewing a product, state the negative first and state it with the fact behind it. I didn't like this scope because Nikon says it does this. It doesn't do that. And because I did things like that, Nikon had one eye relief for all its scopes. Then they went out and built the Pro Staff and said, oh, here, this one's got a lower eye relief. They've had the Pro Staff now for 25 years. It's the most popular model for women and short men. Because they changed the eye relief because I bitched about it. No company wants to build a second product line. They just want to build it. The designers don't even want to change the distance between the optics because there's a bunch of math involved in that, or the quality of the glass has to be changed. But you expect they don't want to play with the eye relief because they think every gun in the world is built the same, and they forget people modify guns. It's like, hey, my wife's only 5'1". Do you have something that's not a 5-foot gun? You know, I mean, when we used to do the SHOT Shows, you know, somebody goes up, I'm looking for a gun for my wife. I was done talking to him. I talked to her directly. Yeah, what is it you're thinking? And he starts like, and I'd shut him down. Look, tell me what you want to do, what you're willing to do, and then I will make a decision. I will make a suggestion based on the information you feed me. So that's what I'm starting to do with this AI. Feeding it all my old papers, all my old research. Some of it's in the gun industry, some of it's in engineering, some of it's in quantum mechanics of all strange things. Where, and then a bunch of this stuff in the last 10 years is online stuff. More philosophical with these chats than anything. I'm going to feed this to an AI machine that is going to have my information, my personality fed into it, and then allow people to ask questions via me. They don't tell you can do that with AI. There's no how-to. There's no YouTube videos telling you. And guys, I ain't making one. I have no intentions on teaching people how to fix what I have seen out there while I'm trying to fix AI via the IT guys. Let me tell you, any IT guys out there, let me tell you your problem. Your IT guys. Oh, go load Ubuntu onto a machine. You forget to tell them, don't forget to steal the version of Ubuntu from where I work because I'm comfortable with it, and load that, which has got all the drivers built in or all the extra stuff that you may need, but you don't know to load later. Meanwhile, you send over the link for where Ubuntu's at because you think you're clever. And guys, I've followed these how-tos. They're broken, every single one of them. At one point, to complete one section of a how-to, I had to find 5 different people to explain that one section and the stuff I needed to load in order to load that. It wasn't clear. I mean, and that's about re-asking the questions a million ways. And I've got the Google AI built in here, and Google doesn't know how to answer its own damn questions. The IT guys don't understand what they skipped, is the best way I can put it. So we as business owners who want to run an AI, and I had an argument with a guy at a gun show the other day. I was like, oh, I'm tired of hearing about AI from our IT guys. I get it. If the IT guy coordinator in your company couldn't replace the CEO when he drops dead of a heart attack, stop listening to him today. All his advice is bad. All his advice comes from someone else whose entire goal is to keep his employment. If it doesn't work quite right, you got to ask the IT guy, hey, this thing didn't do what I thought it was supposed to do. Like check my freaking mail this morning. All I did was come in and click check mail like I've done every single day. Remember we started out this conversation this way? Man, I round about so well. I cannot keep logging into my machine and having Microsoft change my hardware because they've decided in a court setting it's their software. And I dared to pay them money. Or I don't pay them enough. I don't go out and get certifications to turn off stuff that should have never been turned on, that there should be a permission switch for. And this is the argument we're going to start having when Trump comes in office. I promise you, I'm not the only one pissed off about this. I would bet you anything Apple does the same thing. I don't have an Apple, but I'd bet you anything that your Apple updates and nothing's where it was before the update. Things move, things change, things reset. It's also a way they've turned around and start cleaning out third-party platforms that you may put in there. But they monitor it. If 100,000 people download a third-party app, they go out and say, hey, I got that same app. It's now built into Microsoft. Microsoft's doing that with Windows 11 right now. Whole bunch of programs that were third parties. Microsoft's out there telling everybody it's built into Windows 11, and it's built in terribly. They can't even steal properly. And what's worse is most of these third-party apps do nothing more than turn on a feature that is already in Windows. But if Microsoft turns on its hidden feature that's been in there for 20 years, some lawyer tells them they're going to get sued for monopoly. How about for pissing us off? Can we get sued for that? Ooh, that whiskey just chilled. So, all right. Nobody's talking. What's up? All right, let's do this. Oh. Chat. Ding, 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 ding. There we go. Send. There we are. All right. So, we're building the AI machine up. I'm going to feed all this other stuff in there. And people are going to be able to ask gaming questions because I've built that math. Right? And the AI is going to be able to approximate. I can tell the AI not to guess. If I fed you a database and I have databases full of information, I can tell the AI, you can take your best guess at it, but check your guess against the database. And we can do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to make it text-based. So you can text to the chat. And then we're going to add in there all the other stuff. You're going to be able to do things like people do. I don't know. You're going to be able to ask it questions that you shouldn't be asking. Get right down to it. And I'm not going to care. The machine's going to answer you, but the machine's going to answer you based off information I fed into it. 40 years of stuff that I've written down, done. Like I said, I've got boxes and boxes worth of research work that we're just going to scan into the machine. But it's going to be a machine of me. It's going to be not going to be Google, because Google decided to kill me a couple decades ago. December 23rd of this month is the birthday of GunMuse. When I started the GunMuse platform, and then we rose up to 26 million readers before 2005. That's why I've kind of got a little spur up my ass to make a system once again that was that straightforward, that reasonable. No need to bullshit you. At the end of the day, my math is, if I try to bullshit somebody, I'm going to get 20% of the market fooled. But if I shoot straight, 40% of the market will listen and follow. They don't necessarily will agree, but they'll form an opinion and still be reasonable about their side versus my side. That's what I've seen over the decades doing any form of this stuff, which when you break it down is double the engagement anybody else gets. So I'm going back after my 26 million. And I'm going to do it in a unique way. And I'm going to make sure that whether it's 1 in the morning or 3 in the morning, if you got a crazy ass hair up your ass to ask, you can ask it. And if I've ever answered it before, it's going to answer you right back. Seems simple enough. Like I said, the AI is not going to be Google's AI or Linux's AI or NVIDIA's AI. It's going to be the GunMuse AI. We already started feeding it just mild information. And it just was worlds different from what the AIs were sampling it against. Could not believe how much better it was feeding it a little bit of info. And we didn't even use the big databases. To use the big databases, I'm going to have to spend about $6,000 just on video cards in one machine. And I'm not ready to do that. We're small, we're tiny. We can update in increments. And then as you guys ask questions on any game, some of these games are all similar. So that's where AI can take something that's similar in one game and similar in another game, and then you ask a silly question, and it's going to give you an answer. It says, well, what does, and I'm going to teach it to ask questions like, well, what does this in the game? If it affects your character, if it affects your equipment, what's affecting that? Because they don't change the wireframe inside of a game. So if you're playing with your equipment in a game I've never played, I can make an educated guess whether or not you're heading on the right track. What's even better, you can take a guess, and if it's wrong, if you tell the bot the wrong answer, hey, I got this when I expected this. Add. It's going to be bot ? Add, something like that. Then it's going to add that wrong answer. And it's going to learn, maybe, and that's going to be teaching it to take a different approach. It's how I work. I don't get 1 million right answers. I get 1 million wrong answers, so I can give you 1,000 right ones. Things that we're going to do. I still got the UK trip with all the YouTubers at the end of January, so that's coming up. The only reason I even hate that's coming up is I want to spend my money on something else. I got things I want to spend money on right now. Trump is making ground-shaking changes, that things I didn't expect. So you guys, some of you know that I got deep into crypto. Well, I have about 35 AMD graphics cards sitting out there, and AMD was shut out by corporate monopoly by NVIDIA. Okay, they strong-armed AMD right out of the market. And then there's all these forum posts about how terrible AMD is. And if I want to add an AMD card to my Ubuntu server, well, they just use default drivers. Meanwhile, over on AMD, say, hey, here's some drivers we're giving away for free because they keep shit talking us about this default stuff. By the way, we'll do everything that NVIDIA does, and we'll do it for half the money. Oh, now I got a room full of equipment that just went up in value. It's nice to have an AI machine that I can plug 35 graphics cards into. So there's that. I actually expected to start selling equipment off. You know, if Kamala had won, I've been selling equipment off. But Trump's here, and I'm keeping the equipment. I can build a business out of it. I've got equipment you can't get right now. I hedged. I bought a bunch. You know, guys know I've been, for the last couple of months, been talking about building these AI machines. I have 3 AI machines now. When I talk about building an AI, I have 3 of them. And I'm about to build up a 4th. Because I'm going to train them differently. I'm going to let one of them think artistically, which they have models for that. I'm going to let one think just facts only. They got models for that. And quite frankly, I'm going to have them arguing with each other until they can come to a conclusion. Left brain, right brain, what's the proper answer? And then that I'm going to use that argument as part of building the database for training the machines. Again, that's how my brain worked. I had multiple tracks in my brain working at the same time. And I would have a track that argue against the other tracks. Now it just flows out my freaking mouth. No way to tell. Oh, don't spill my drink, damn it. Okay. Let me, what we doing here? You can't see. All right. And then, oh, that beagle. She is so messing with that. All righty. Well, there's just a terrible. So I'm going to go over to Twitch too. Twitch TV/GunMuse. Because I've been getting crappy feedback from these interfaces. Yeah, see, it says 6 people watching, and oh my, hold on. Let me go to X. How many of you are on X right now? I can't see X chat. Okay, so X chat doesn't work worth a shit when you have software. You know what's funny is I go to X. Does it say hey? Okay, so, oh, there it does. It actually does say that. Okay, so Bunchy over on X. All right. I'm getting... All right, so let me comment over on X. Because the multi-chat is supposed to tell everything. Look, it knows that I turn around and chatted via the software. But what I typed in the software didn't show up on X. All right, so there's a video. There, you guys can see this. Hold on. Oh, that ain't it. How about that? There we go. That's me looking at X. Kinda. We're down a rabbit hole there. The just weirdness. There's definitely been a full-fledged effort to shut down interaction. They're not telling the followers. I have about 3,500 followers on X still, and I've got. I don't know. Let me go look at TikTok. I don't know. TikTok's weird. I think TikTok's lying. Well, somebody chatted on TikTok. There's that part. TikTok 404. Okay, TikTok. Why did you 404 error me? I am live. Any around chat does mean is that TikTok? That's Twitch. Go TikTok. Oh, that's lovely. Let me show you guys. All right. There's that. And then we're going to go. Let's go to my TikTok. I'll see. TikTok once again blocked me. The activity will take place. So they want to tell me about a Minecraft event. And I don't want to tell you about somebody over in the Minecraft world made a merchant with my name on it according to AI. Let's see what they said. We'll all look together. First of all, dark mode. That doesn't look very dark to me. Dark mode. Okay, view profile. Go there. Messages. I don't see any system messages. Let's go to my live. Yeah, not broadcasting me live. More. I tell you what they're hearing is the word election, and China's so damn lazy. Following, what's this? Zach out there freaking playing video games. Woo! How'd that get there? Okay. All right. Banned once again by TikTok. If any reason to shut them down, they're an interruption to free speech. DJ84, how you doing? You know, I used to stream on Thanksgiving and on the holidays or the day after when I knew people were driving. And so a bunch of people would be sitting in, well, like Arkin would do it. Him and his wife be driving back from some family event, and he'd join in live in the car whenever he had bandwidth. And I just kind of waited. I waited on purpose. I don't have things working the way I want them to work. I got a system in my mind, and as I get this AI machine going, I'm hoping it's going to keep me more organized, because it's supposed to be able to do things like build web pages. And it'd be nice to talk about a subject for 10, 15 minutes and feed it actual places to find the facts, like I go look them up anyway and talk. and then have the video of me talking about a subject and have it a supporting article with the facts below it. That's what they called news once upon a time, right? Facts to support your arguments. At least that was called debate. So I'm going after the full-fledged news platform again. Terrible looking at X right now. Hold on, who was that? I can't see. Hold on. Not your fault, my fault. I'm terrible looking at X right now. And what platform was it? Hold on. You know what? Go look. It's something. I'll tell you why I'm looking closer. Oh, that's me that chatted on there. It took that long to come up there. So why am I concerned about X? X was mostly veterans of foreign wars leaders. There's most of my people that are following on X or feed me stuff on X. I get the occasional conspiracy guy, like a general here and there, who probably should be medicated the way I'm reading his stuff. I'm surprised the left hadn't attached to him and said, oh, he's Trump's favorite. There's a general on X who is a little bat crap crazy. But I'm looking at X because X is the place where you can share more. All right. And then True Social has got the trolls. That True Social is the Trump's new social platform, because he got kicked off X back when the left had full control. Like, well, we'll just ban him. He's such a liar. And they act like banning him is what made him a liar. Never once produced a video or a fact to follow it up. And then Elon Musk bought it and said, hey, looky what they did. How about I report it to the entire world? No one's gone through all the stuff Elon Musk dumped on the world and said, look what they did. Because I would be in that. In January 2016, the head of the Veterans of Foreign Wars booted me out of the as the National Deputy Chief of Staff because of what somebody said on TikTok about me. Oh, we can't have that kind of thing. I'm like, just ignore it. It goes nowhere. Somebody says something on TikTok, it doesn't even really exist until you respond. Then it exists in two places, which gave it more power. What's going on with my video? Holy crap. That beagle interruption? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn these on. Woo! Uh-oh, big dog barking. I'm turn that off. What did that do? That light is way too bright. I got new cameras sitting in a box that I bought on Black Friday. I'm actually downgrading from 4K to 1080p. Processing the video. Well, quit looking at that screen. That screen's 10 minutes behind. All right. Did I make it brighter? What did I do here? All right, bring that screen over here so I can see. What did I do? I turned the lights out. Now I'm going to turn the lights down. Woo, look at there. We don't want to do that. Let's go back to where it was. Oh, went by it again. I'm just killing myself. My shirt is gray. You watch it change from blue to red based on the light that goes by. There we go. Okay, I'll put this over here where I used to have it. Done with the weekend Christmas shopping? I'm not Christmas shopping. I say that. I bought a refrigerator today. I bought a Samsung with the big Android window in the door. I want one for 8-9 years. And everybody goes, oh, they're so expensive. That's the way the salesman's telling me about it, right? Really selling them up. They're just so expensive. And it's 90 miles for me to go to the grocery store. You know what's expensive? For getting a $3 item and having to burn a half a tank of gas. That's expensive. Do that 2 times a week. And then tell me how much my refrigerator is. Or I can put my list in my refrigerator as I'm remembering running out of it and not try to remember what I forgot. Guess which direction I'm heading. The only thing that's not in my refrigerator, and I found it odd, was a barcode scanner. I could not believe it didn't have a barcode scanner in it. I remember when they were talking about those TVs, they were talking about a barcode scanner so that you can make your shopping list. They think everything's Amazon and touchscreen, and that means I got to go hunt it down on Amazon at least one time and then put it on a special list of stuff to reorder. That's a lot more clicks. Sometimes you just want to scan the code and throw the box in the trash, right? Hey, I use this. How many do you have left? None. Add to list. Yes. That's 3 clicks. I'm click lazy. What are you going to say? So I bought a refrigerator. My wife bought a stove. Took advantage of the Black Friday special, right? Our stove hasn't worked for a little over a year. The stove part. We have a gas stove. The burners work just fine. But the board that sets the temperature on the back hasn't worked. So we went with a new gas stove with a different style of interface. And I don't know what. She's like, oh, this is glass. This one won't break. And she doesn't understand. It's just thinner plastic, and it's going to break the same way because they put a depress button on the back. The people who make these appliances are not upgrading the quality of their electronics. So, when this old stove comes out, I'm going to pull the cover off the back, and I'm going to go find a plug that plugs into that, and I'm going to turn around and build an Arduino to make it so that I can turn that stove on and set the temperature with my phone. They charge $2,500 for that stove. All I got to do is plug it and hide the wires, hide the transmitter. So I'm going to do that with the old stove because I am going to be doing some cooking stuff. So I'm going to move some of these appliances that are, I mean, it's a master chef stove. I mean, we got 6 burners, great big boiler pots. I love the stove. I'm not unhappy with it. I just can't bake anything in it. And it's a convection oven. But the new one has 2 stoves. So she can make cookies 2 racks at a time and at different times. So she can turn around and start hot swapping cookie trays for Christmas. She likes making cookies for Christmas and giving them away. That's why we wound up picking that stove, right? And my wife's learned over the years, don't follow the online cookie recipe because I will bitch. If you're not using real vanilla, if you're using imitation vanilla, or you're using some squeeze this vanilla bean that happens to be down there at the time TikTok told you. It's amazing how many of these TikTok recipes go flying by at the very time when she's cooking something. They happen to have some rare South American whatever to throw into the food. Always, it's just terrible. It's never that they imported it through some company owned by China, got it on the cheap because nobody wanted it, and then wrote articles of some kind to tell everybody how to use it, and then shoved it in front of everybody's TikTok face. And then you go, is that, oh my God, that's at Walmart. I can make this right now. You want to know what AI is doing to you? They're fooling your wife. Like I said, slow attention spans. No one's paying attention to what they're doing. So, DJ, what'd you buy for Christmas? I won't tell. Did you buy yourself anything for Christmas? I bought myself that refrigerator. I'm tired of driving back and forth to the store. And we have Walmart doing delivery out here, but the Walmart delivery is expensive. They charge so much more for the product that the delivery is included for free, but it ain't free. You know, it costs me $50 every time I order a gallon of milk, it seems like. And right where I live, 17% of the world's oil comes out of these two counties. And our communist governor has done her damn level best. Board games. Do people play board games anymore? Did you just buy cheap shit just so you could have something big to wrap and it rattles? Are you that person? I can't guess what it is. Oh, Monopoly. It shakes real good. I don't know the shape. You'd hate me, DJ, because I'm good at guessing what's in the box. I'm one of those guys. My wife gave up trying to fool me for what she bought for Christmas. She'll buy me something else. The stove was supposed to be the money we spent for Christmas, right? We needed it. The house needed improvement. I'm going a step further, and all along one wall, we got cabinets and drawers and everything that's been there since the 50s. Somebody had gone through and done some redneck restoration before we bought the house. It's terrible. And so when we pull the stove and the refrigerator out, I'm gutting that entire wall. I'm changing the cabinets on the wall. I'm changing everything. Just one wall in the kitchen. That's all I'm doing. Because that one wall is going to cost us $7,000. And that's doing the work ourselves. So it's a heavy piece. Ticket to Ride. Hold on. I got to look at that. What's Tickets to Ride? Okay, so let's get over here. I am so sorry about that. Like I said, I got to sleep in till 6 a.m. this morning. All right. Ticket to Ride. Oh, hold on. Damn, it's $90 on Amazon. That's 25% off. Board game, the ultimate train adventure strategy game. Oh, I love train games. I'm not Sheldon Cooper, but I love Train Tycoon. I don't know about playing a board game though. Yeah. But I like games where you have to think 10, 15 hours in advance, and this looks like one of them. That looks like a weekend of fun if everybody gets into it. And you don't get somebody who's always getting their ass handed to them and then they don't want to play. That's usually the problem, right? 10 plus. What if I remember right? You know, you got a lot of time home with the kids, right? Are you teaching your kids at home? Because this is for 10 and up. This would exercise, I'm proud of you for getting this. This is going to exercise the ability to strategic think. This is good exercise for the brain. Yeah, if you can get the kids to like it. Yeah. I'd play it just because. My God, $90 on sale. That's just terrible. Let me look and see. One of the games we're going to be doing for the online stuff, because I'm going to try and encourage strategic thinking in the future. I want to have conversations about it, and I want the AI to know how to teach somebody to think strategically. as I mumble on while I'm doing stuff. So Civilization 7's coming. Right? I'm on the wait list because I don't think it comes out until February. That is a heavy strategic thinking game for people who want to set their kids down to play with other people online, and those other people will have no mercy on their souls as far as whether or not they can think ahead and get things done before they happen, that kind of stuff. I'm certain you're going to have some people who are in the expert level like me that are going to go into, I'm a beginner. How do I play against your 9-year-old? Gonna make them want to quit. Like I said, railroad building game. I like that. I like the sound of that as a video game if they'd make it. I don't have anybody to sit and play board games with. I don't have a table to sit down to and play video games with or board games with. That's one of the reasons I'm redoing the kitchen slowly. First, I'm doing the dry side, which isn't completely dry. You know, refrigerator's got to have water in it these days. We redid our water system last year, and in the foundation was old iron pipes, and then we had one outlet, the outlet in the sink, that wouldn't allow cold water, which means we couldn't get cold water to the refrigerator, and we couldn't get it out of the sink. So we've had nothing but hot water for a year. And I put off because I couldn't walk. I keep putting off fixing that thing because I can hire people to come in and do stuff, but what I don't need is a contractor who says, yeah, I'm going to do the job. They come in, they tear stuff up, and then they go and tear up somebody else's house, and they tear up another person's house, and they tear up another person's house. Yeah, I'll get back to it. Hey, I need more money. Because they're counting on the fact that I don't know how it works, or I'm not capable. So they see me walking around stumbling a little disabled. And honestly, it's not difficult. I just need to get in there and chip out some concrete, put some new pipes where they belong, and I got to go chip some concrete outside too, because I'm actually going to go bury the water lines outside where they belong and bring them back up in. And there's a couple places that's kind of bad. Like one, this office, I got to run water from that side of the house to this side of the house. And then I just dealt with, and it's taken us 3.5 months, the sewer line problem. The sewer went out to I got a back driveway, which fed to a street to the right. Only now the sewage goes to the alley, which is to the left. And so they had this pish posh of crap, literally, where it took us a while to get so I've got about 10 feet of pipe that's buried in the foundation that is dropping rust flakes and causing clogs. Talk about a shitty situation, right? So we finally got those metal things. I actually run a great big industrial snake down there, and we let it just run until it beat those flakes into little bitty chips that a good deal of water would carry on to the city sewage. Which is what you got to do. But you can't do that by the hour, because you have to let that machine run 4 or 5 hours. It's cheaper to buy the machine. Happened to get a machine. We went out there and just let it run. I have not had a problem with my sewage since. I don't allow anybody poop in these bathrooms up here until I fix that 10 feet. Everybody can pee, but you can't poop in the other bathrooms. So I got 2 bathrooms that are off limits. How many bathrooms I got? I got 3 bathrooms. I got 2 that are off limits. And I need to build a 4th out in the studio. That kind of stuff. So the studio needs to be a studio apartment before it's over. So that's one of the reasons I'm keeping all the refrigerators and stoves and everything that I'm taking out. They're not bad. They're old. They're nicer than what I could get from somebody else would give me. So I'm just going to give them to myself. Right? So they're going out to they're going to go out to the shop where I have a filming studio. So I can create a virtual kitchen. Go get stuff from the fridge, things like that. I got an idea. There's a plan brewing in my head. Reuse what I already got to update. We get a nice new thing in here. We done that, and I move the stuff out there, and it becomes work tools, right? Stream social error duplicate content. You want to see some bullshit? Okay, hold on. So I'm doing a live. Stream social error duplicate content. See stream social app for detail. Why not give me the click? If I'm clicking on, click open the window. Notifications. Well, there's no detail. See stream social app for more detail. Oh, now you just pissed me off. Anybody think they heard this before? Am I repeating myself? Oh, if you don't think they're doing everything they can to kill somebody, make them give up, how frustrating it is. But I see them doing it. And what I'm doing is I'm still making headway while they're doing it. So I'm not giving up. There's that. I will tell you, that is terrible. I bleached myself out. All right. That's terrible. Let's see if we go here. Open that. Analytics, camera, stream health, viewer activity, open widget. If I lift my left hand, what happens? Huh. How can I drastically change the light in here and the picture not change? There's a left hand. I'm trying to do some future stuff in here at some point for people who have bought future tech. So I've got enough cameras now to do a 3D stereo view. And I've got enough bandwidth, I've got enough horsepower in the computers to make it all happen. Not that anybody's asked for it. I just want the ability to do it. And if I'm going to do some groundbreaking stuff for me, I'm going to try and make it memorable for the social thing. And if somebody wants to try it, say, hey, I know where that kind of quality content is. They go look at it and say, oh, that looks terrible. Why would he do that? Maybe it's all the crap that you bought. But knowing me, I'm going to do my best to make it look exactly like it's supposed to look. I cannot do it in this room. There's just not enough distance to do things properly in this room. I need to put lights above, below. I need like 6 lights. And the lights in my face is going to give me a headache. So I'd have to limit my content to filming and filming only, and then coming back and doing cut, edit, which I know I should be doing, and I should have been doing more of it. there's a couple of things that I'm doing and recording that I'm bringing up. Let's go here. TwitchTV.GunMuse. There's that. So let me do something over here. All right. I want to get the sub to a specific viewer, somebody who's viewing right now. I need to know who's viewing right now. Somebody chat in Twitch. All right, trying to give away a sub in Twitch, guys. Free $7. So you don't have to watch ads anymore. Latest followers. Let me do that. We can do that. And account, how many new? Oh, man. These guys are so busy selling me crap. They do not make it easy to engage the audience. These are the people that are Velvet Delirium. All right, let's try that. Manage subs. Gift a sub. Manage your sub. Not what I want to do. You got to quit giving me buttons to push because I'm going to push the freaking things. All right. And didn't, right? It just ran. They're, wherever they hide, they give it to somebody specific part. Dark Dragons. You know what? That's one. Copy. I'm hitting that. How about I do an @ symbol? @ I'm trying to give her a sub. I don't know if I can. Okay, so right click. I'm doing my best to give things away. They won't let me. Right? I got a list of stuff up here. It's just terrible. Claim games, claim games. I tell you, the last time I was on during the Thanksgiving weekend was the weekend China bought 300,000 memberships over in Rogers Raiders, and I was forced to shut down the credit card system and stop people from getting in there because I was going blind and I wouldn't have enough time to fix it. We're up to them big gulps now. None of that, none of that, none of that. All right. Well, December 1st, 2024. Well, we got 2 years before the quarter of a millennia celebration for the United States. 250 years. And if you don't think that doesn't have something to do with Elon out there trying to say we got 2 years to fix what's going on with America, because quite frankly, that 250th anniversary could be America's last. They spent that much money. The discussion this morning was how a bunch of little tall pot dictators all tried to trash the U.S. economy that had gotten so bad that they believe everybody should do business in their money and not the United States money. And I've said this before in the lives. Well, that's one of the reasons we're going to get the AI to dig it up, so I can ask the question. It's like, when was the last time I said something on us spending money was going to get everybody else to say, hey, our dollar can't be trusted, right? That kind of stuff. Wait a minute. What just happened? Did it do it? Do I need to be on a game chat in order to get that thing to work? Let me do that again. Hey, look at there. Well, apparently I gave Vengeance yet another sub. Is Vengeance a Twitch employee? Because for some reason he keeps getting my free subs. Oh, that kind of crap. All right. But yeah, I've said it before. So in other words, I need to add, well, no, the alert box is on this scene. There it is. It just didn't show up last time. Okay, hold on. I got to clean it up. There's something wrong. Okay. Well, I haven't been digging into topics, so I have something to talk about. There's things that cross my desk, cross my eyes. I listen in the background and I hear it, and it's hard to tell what's real, what's not, because Donald Trump's a jokester. He ain't afraid to tweak the media, make them go off half cock and then be proven wrong. That helps his case. That, hey, they make stuff up. And if you go give them stuff that they want to make up and they go and repeat it, but no one heard it live from Donald Trump, you got to remember the policy of not letting Donald Trump speak so that you hear his voice on the video. And when you hear his voice, it sounded like he was making a sarcastic comment, but you want to make it sound like an evil mustache twisting comment. So you repeat the quote. Donald Trump said, we're going to become a third world country. And if you don't want to become a third world country, vote against Donald Trump. You know, saying it like that was the path he was heading down. They just don't show the video. There's that. That same thing happens to me. I dealt with it in games. And I can tell you right now, there's people that are advising Trump that I advised on how to watch for this shit. That they keep databases of everything he said. And when they want something out of context, there's probably an AI machine for how to take Donald Trump out of context. It might have been the intended multi-billion-dollar purpose of researching AI is how to take somebody out of context to destroy them politically. Only you hardened America's ears to it. Like he's not trying to destroy the economy. He's not taxing freaking Mexico. He's tariffing Mexico because Mexico won't stop sending labor up here that they can't use. Right? Labor shows up on their southern border of Mexico, and then they get escorted by the army down to the southern border of the United States. It's against international law. Yeah, well, 25% tariff. This month and next month it's 45%. And the month after that it's 65% until you knock off the bullshit you shouldn't have been doing to begin with. It's not complicated. But for some reason the news leaves out the rest of the threat. That I will stop every product from coming from Mexico if you don't knock off the illegal labor, the sex trafficking, and the drugs from Mexico. He did it before. That's what he did before, is exactly what I just quoted. He didn't just drop a 25% tariff on them and walk away. And then the news says, well, you know, Biden still got that 25% tariff. That's because Biden never turned around and said, hey, it's now 45 this week, 65 this week. He just took the 25 money and said, look, Donald Trump did it. I'm just keeping the cash. And the market adjusted. The market was supposed to feel pain, not adjust to its new pain level. That's how you use a tariff. At some point, that tariff's no longer a tariff. It's a sanction. If your country's worldview is that you think you can dump all your problems on us because we're not paying attention, I promise you, Donald Trump's got a different worldview than you do. And at the end of the day, it's never a tariff on all goods. Okay? I'm going to dump a 25% tariff on your cars. Right? On your washing machines. You know, you move a washing machine plant from Illinois to Mexico so that you can hire the cheapest labor you can find. I'm going to tariff your washing machines 300%. All of a sudden, that labor ain't cheap no more. That crap. But you got to listen to the whole conversation. Nobody's doing that. So I'm going to build a system to where I've listened to the whole conversation, and I'm going to talk about it, and then we're going to write articles about it. And then we're also going to issue press releases on those articles. And they're all going to have a video for the lazy people who don't want to read. And they want to swipe through. And then they want to verify through Google and TikTok if that's what was really said. This is how I think it should be done. By everybody. Especially anyone in politics. Donald Trump included. He's got the means to do it. He's just not doing it. He keeps hiring lawyers who all want to run shit. I'll tell you the biggest problem that every politician has. I got this idea on how to take this industry and punish it. Well, sir, do you need me to manage that punishment? I got a law degree in how to whip somebody's ass. And then they set themselves up in a position of power later down the road. Right now, Elon Musk is calling that the entrenchment, where there are people in power and no one can tell you why. And that's because they built a policy or a regulation way back when to hurt a company. I'll give you a good one. Your catalytic converters on your cars. The Kennedys toast to the Kennedys, owned mines that sold the material that makes catalytic converters. Okay? And all of a sudden, catalytic converters were a law. Back in the day when we had carburetors. Then we invented things like computers that went in cars that tuned the engine. Got 40% better gas mileage. And it tuned it so well that the first thing that the left did was turn around and regulate how fuel is built so that you had worse fuel going in the car and it didn't get such good gas mileage. Because remember, you're taxed on the gallon, not the quality of mileage you get from that gallon. So if you get 80 miles per gallon in your little bitty motor scooter deal with no power, good for you. You're saving money. You're not paying taxes. Of course, you get bumped by a freaking pickup truck and squashed like a bug, and that little bitty lightweight got no frame. You also got no safety, because in order to make that car, all the safety standards were eliminated. I'm specifically talking about the smart car. What's called the smart car had to violate every safety standard to be called a car to make the smart car. So the left can walk out and say, well, we got cars that get 70 miles per gallon. We're the left. We're cool. Squash like bugs. Company makes so few of them because they get no build up to make. It's like, well, how do we? This is so good. How about we turn around and give you every dollar we gave to the solar industry so that you can make 1 million smart cars next year? Whoa, we put 1 million smart cars on the road. We're going to have 500,000 people squash like bugs. Can't have that. It's always the argument they're not holding public. Yeah. Oh, that was happening in the 80s there, DJ. The left went nuts on clean fuels like propane, and I owned a couple propane trucks. You had to be a licensed mechanic to put a propane system in. And if you tuned them right, I could get 40, 50 miles per gallon out of the propane. And I was paying 63 cents a gallon for the propane down in Mexico. It's throwaway gas down there. So I drive down to Mexico, fill up 300 gallons for that tank in the back of my truck. Then you had to be a licensed mechanic to touch the systems. Only the government didn't hand out any licenses. There's that. And this is an argument, DJ, I have about the veterans. I got veterans who can, and you guys heard me say this before, I got veterans who can take a tank apart and put it back together, but I can't get them qualified to work on a Cadillac transmission. Right? No one can afford to send them to the school, and the mechanic can't afford to take 2 weeks off from work, no pay, to go get a certification. Meanwhile, we're giving free money away at colleges for kids who don't know anything about fixing anything or designing anything. Matter of fact, I was in a mood today. This is why I did the live. What were we giggling about? Oh, I was in the auto parts store. I walked up to get some washer fluid, and it wound up spending an hour and a half in the auto parts store. And I saw the guy from inside and the guy that just bought the car. It's like, I don't know how to check the transmission fluid. There's no dipstick. And it took me a minute, probably, and says, oh, I don't know enough about your car. It's a 2023 car. I think he just picked up the payments and didn't take over it. And I said, it says, well, what makes you think it's low on transmission fluid? I said, well, I just wanted to check because I just bought the car. And I'm like, well, that's good. It says, and all I found was an upper fill plug and a lower drain plug. I said, well, there it is. Toyota just went back to the old school. We don't need no stinking dipstick. Take out the fill plug, stick your pinky in the hole. If there's fluid, it's fine. He goes, really? I said, yeah. A mechanic would know that. You don't need to check your fluid. You're going to drive it until it blows up. That's Toyota's philosophy on how you work your car. You need to know if you hear a funny freaking noise, you better stop and double check. And said, I just told you how to check. So if you think that man, them little four bangers rattle anyway. They rattle like brand new. They rattle. Luckily, his Toyota didn't have filler neck blocks like my Ford and my Jeep. We cannot find the filler neck bypass for my Jeep, so that you could put fuel injection cleaner in that engine. Because if you don't do it with dual injection engines that they got today, that's what blows your engine up. So that's why I was at the auto parts store, looking once again. And we got off into things about what somebody engineered and how they engineered it. And then I turned around and I said, now where's these filler neck bypasses? And he goes, well, they're not even in the computer. They're defunct part number. I said, okay. So let me ask you a question. For every customer that walks in here and buys fuel injection cleaner, if you turned around and asked the question, do you have a filler neck bypass funnel for that? How many filler neck bypass funnels would you sell? They cost about 30 cents to make one. You sell them for $9.95. And I'm asking because I occasionally lose mine. And they go, well, yeah. I said, so you're telling me in a store where you sell stuff hanging off the rack, mostly stuff you dump in the car to try and trick people into thinking the car's going to run better. The only thing you should be pouring in your car is fuel injection cleaner, nothing else. And I would highly suggest Redline fuel injection cleaner. They're about $15 on Amazon for Redline. Go that route. Oh, sorry about the guy. It stuck up on me. Okay. Looking into the light. So we got off into talking about that, and I said, now somebody went to an engineering school on how to design a funnel. I said, do you know how dumb of an engineer you have to be that in a room full of engineers working on the problems of how cars run better, you're the guy they put on build funnel duty. Then they don't sell your freaking funnel. Right? That's what a worthless degree is. You're the guy that builds the funnels no one even knows they need because they can't keep them on the shelf because no one knows to tell the customer they need them. So an entire system of engineering controlled by lawyers in Washington is broken down by layer upon layer of dominoed ignorance. So what if we got rid of that specialty trap thing that serves no real world purpose other than to make a leftist feel good about the environment? That they trapped some liquid into a canister away from the tank where we wanted it to go, with its intended purpose of increasing the fuel mileage and longevity of the car so that the economy's better, both in fuel mileage and durability of the vehicle that you just paid 50, 60 grand for. That's being stopped by a simple regulation. And we're talking about a plastic funnel. And everybody is too dumb to know they need this plastic funnel. They drive a car every single day. You need a filler tank bypass, filler neck bypass. And I promise you, you go on Amazon, you type that in, they have entire contraptions to replace the entire neck assembly for a Jeep. Rather than make a funnel, because the Jeep turn is so sharp, because Jeeps are narrow, the fuel tank's high, and it's got to make a sharp turn to go down the tank, they can't get a straight piece of tubing in there. So they couldn't figure out how to make the funnel. So now you need this $150 device to replace all the internal workings of your Jeep gas tank so you don't blow your new $80,000 Jeep up. Go Jeep. Chrysler, bought by Obama, redesigned by the Italians. I forget. What country was Mussolini in charge of? Oh yeah, one of the warring axes. That kind of thing, right? What are we thinking here? How long have I been on? It's dark outside. It's hot in here is what I'm thinking. I'm starting to sweat. This is terrible. Almost 2 hours. I'll hit the 2-hour mark and quit. Because I haven't finished my drink. It was a big drink. And it warmed up. I don't like warm whiskey. Tickles my nose. Only reason I'm drinking whiskey is because I got that trip in England at the end of February. I got to get my tolerance back up before I go hang out with these assholes. I think most of us quit. I see how bad that picture is. That is terrible. Let's do this. Put some light on it. I hate that. That's terrible. Is it going to bleach me out now? And I don't know why the YouTube. No, that's terrible in itself. What the hell? That looks completely different. What is YouTube? Okay, there we go. All I can say, DJ, don't feel bad when they lose their jobs. Look, they're going to dump the Department of Education back down out of the federal government. What's immediately going to happen is every state that's got an elected Democrat governor is going to say, okay, Donald Trump's a Nazi. We're now in charge of education because he doesn't want to teach your kids. That's what they're going to say. Not, okay, there's a guy that lives 4 houses down from me. I want to vote for the school board and whatever he says is going to happen. And if he says I want my male teachers wearing dresses and doing lap dances with kindergartners, well, then I'm going to rip his ass out of the school board. And unionized federal teachers union that's going to take money to send lawyers to the one teacher that's getting fired simply because he said, hey, my kindergartners need lap dances from strippers, doesn't get a free lawyer. And quite frankly, parents are going to have to be strong enough to say, and they're not coming in the building. And they're not getting paid to sit at home. I don't care what your contract was. Your contract as a teacher was with the federal teachers union and the federal government, and Donald Trump's about to eliminate that organization. Your contracts are null and void. Don't let them fool you into thinking those contracts still exist. Don't let them fool you guys. They're not valid. They're not real. Their threat and power I hate this. Okay. Oh, can I stand up? Between being drunk and my leg's not working because I walked around the store all day, I don't know that I can. Whoa! I can certainly fall down. Oh, let's just do that. Okay. It's kind of what the camera's tuned for. These overhead lights are terrible. I've got to think of something else. Do not let them fool you into thinking when that agency goes away. This is one of the things where we can't keep rewarding Ronald Reagan in perfect memory. These were deals that Ronald Reagan had to make when the Democrats controlled Congress and he was president. He only controlled one facet of the government, and he made deals with the other two. Don't let them blame Ronald Reagan for it, although Ronald Reagan was, for the most part, a union guy. And Trump just nominated a union heavyweight to be in charge of the union talks between the government and the workers. And the union went, oh my God, that's a great pick. It's not a great pick. It's a pick they think they can manipulate. And if you don't think that somebody's not going to be looking into every stinking dollar that moves around during a negotiation here over these next 4 years, they just ordered the FBI, get off your ass, walk out of the cubicle, and start solving effing crimes. So if I walk over with evidence that money, hey, look, Johnny's new school board teacher, their son just, he makes $25,000 a year, and look, their son just got a brand new $80,000 F-150. I might be showing an example from our local school board. That's how they think they're going to get around. Their kids all get brand new cars, right? Our city council does that too. We're not stupid. We know what's going on. Honestly, we don't care. Man, it looks like I got boobs the way this shirt's hanging. Hold on. Let me, I'm going to stand up. Look at this, guys. I can stand up straight nowadays. The shots in my back are wonderful, but they're weak. I can't hardly move. And I got to go get them back in 3 months. So I got 3 months to see how much more I need. And quite frankly, they're not all in the right spot. But you guys need to be sharing numbers and not sharing Facebook pages, not sharing Facebook messengers. I'm going to tell you this. I've told it to you every year. I'm getting more viewers now than I got 3 weeks ago. And I'll tell you why. Notifications went out a little bit to people who hadn't been notified in a year. Okay, and it'll go out a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. They're trying to pretend they didn't do what they did. The Google AI, I had to turn on. I don't have those pictures. That's the video that I'm doing. That's a recorded video. I'm bringing up, like I said, when I do a news story, I'm going to have the evidence of it. I'm bringing up the evidence that they were listening to my Twitter. They were listening to things they weren't supposed to be listening to and calling it research into AI and communication. Call it research all you want. It's called spying. Okay? I didn't say you could do that. Matter of fact, I went through the terms of service agreement afterwards. Like, did I tell them they could do that? No, I did not. That's why they suddenly had to warn me, hey, by the way, we're paying attention to what you type in the boxes over on Twitter and Facebook and things like that. We're Google. Oops. They were doing it before the election. They thought they could manipulate the news you saw and where you saw it, and it didn't work. And the reason it didn't work is something that I know that a leftist out of San Francisco doesn't know, is people become immune to bullshit pretty quick. All right? It's not hard to figure out if you're being bullshit. Sometimes you fall for it. Oh my God, is that true? It only takes a couple times where somebody says, that's not true, here it is. And more and more and more people, this last election started showing other people their phones and say, look at my phone. Look at this news article. They made that crap up. That's what started happening. The left thinks they have the black community. Like they're working hard. This ain't going to happen again. AI is going to fix this for them. There's a reason I, as a veteran, who am smart enough to take these schools in AI, these schools existed until May of this last year, May of 2024. Suddenly, the Biden administration, who's given millions of dollars to veterans, well, actually the Trump administration did, guess where the millions of dollars to pay off leftist loans went? They shut down my school. I hadn't gone there yet. I just found out about it 2 months after they shut it down. But wouldn't it nice if I could go to a school to learn how to write the AI properly from start to finish? If I could get copies of all the software that they're using to manipulate people, that'd be lovely. Unfortunately for the left, I don't need your school. I can read. Not only that, I can reason. That's why it takes 5 freaking YouTubers to enter a single command line code to create an AI. Because not one of them can get it right because they're all stealing from their IT department. Prefab stuff. Contractors bringing in stuff ready to go. Plug this in your computer and type this and all of a sudden an AI is built. I don't have that. I don't have to build it from scratch. That's fine. It works. We were impressed at the first edition of Information of My AI. I showed it to Zach. And it was like, wow, that's an impressive learning curve when you feed it a couple more facts. All I did was tell it my YouTube channel existed. Right? I had the entire Facebook AI. No, not even Biden's that stupid. I can tell you right now, all the hype train already hit its peak. Zelensky talking tough about how he's not giving, he's like, well, we can give Russia some of the territory they took. And I'll tell you, here's the territory they're going to give Russia. It's where the Nazis were. Russia went into the Ukraine because World War II Nazi towns still existed in the Ukraine. The Russians hate freaking Nazis. Putin super hates Nazis. Obama was cooperating with these Nazi groups. That's why they turned around and made a treaty that said the Ukraine can't own any of their own weapons and the United States will run in and save your ass should Russia attack. And then when Russia attacked, Obama said, yeah, I don't want to go. All right. People forget that part of this war. It did not start under Biden. It started under Obama Biden. Right? Remember, Biden making the big thing when he was lucid. I went over there and said, hey, if you don't write me a check right now, I'm taking away the $1 billion that Obama took. He says, you can't do that. Obama promised. Says, call him. Hour later, they fired that guy that I told him to fire. That was the one investigating his son. Right? And I get Trump wanting to walk away because it's irrelevant both to history. It's not irrelevant to know how they stole. It's irrelevant whether or not we prosecute, Hunter for being a thief. If you've ever been around a drug addict, they're thieves. That's the way they think. The guy you should punish for it, maybe the patriarch of the Biden family, Joe Biden, shouldn't have left the meth head in charge of the accounting system when they're stealing hundreds of millions of dollars through Ukraine operations while he was vice president. Maybe leave that off the frickin', maybe put somebody else in charge. They could have put anybody else in charge. But of the family members who were alive, Biden apparently doesn't trust the in-laws. even though it looks like they were getting paid off too. It looks like Biden didn't even trust his brother in this one. I'm assuming because the last time that they got these great big contracts from the military government, Biden's brother screwed old Joe out of the money he was supposed to get out of the Iraq deal in the 90s. That's just a guess. But for some reason, he doesn't trust his brother for this scam. But that's not my... Again, I get the Trump thinking, why would I spend 1 minute of my administration when I only have 4 years worrying about the crap they spent 20 years doing? The minute I'm in office, it's not happening anymore. Should I worry about making sure it never happens again? You betcha. You take one of those jobs, your family should be... And crypto fixes this. If crypto becomes a staple currency, you'd have known immediately that Hunter Biden took a bribe. Because the one thing they don't tell you about crypto is it's public. Not who got the money. I don't know who Joe Biden's accounts are. But if I at Congress turned around and said, okay, who in the Biden family has an account number and what is it? The minute I know what it is, I know every dollar that moved in crypto. The current Democrat. I'm wondering if I shouldn't run for governor as a Democrat. Just to promise the Democratic Party, we've been overtaken in the state of New Mexico by a corrupt democratic system. It's the worst in the country besides California. We're absolutely corrupt. And I don't know if it's better to run within it or outside of it. I'm not going to get cooperation either way, but it depends on where the real votes are. And there's a constitutional amendment I would like to get passed before eliminating mail-in ballots. Just eliminate them. If you're not in the state at the time we vote for who's in charge of the state, sorry. Really, 300,000 people that are from New Mexico aren't here, but they vote here? Really? It's rural area. Impoverished Hispanics. 65% Hispanic. Average income, $35,000, $40,000 a year. They're traveling abroad, 300,000 of them. Or have you just built the corrupt system for so big, for so long, and deliberately avoided cleaning out the corrupt part? I'd be just fine saying if you're not here to vote in person, you don't get to vote that year. Simple. It's not complicated. It's not meant to be mean. And I say that as somebody who was overseas in a combat zone voting on a ballot, who now knows at no point in time does a military ballot ever make it back in time to be counted in any state. So if you're willing to just throw my vote away because it takes too long to mail back, oh, we wait till election day to send off the mailbag. By the way, it takes 3 weeks for that mailbag to show up. It's already been announced, been agreed upon by the political parties. Everybody whoa, this is the person that won. I can tell you right now, if it's 87% veteran that votes conservative, how many times have we not swayed an election? Y'all watch this thing in Pennsylvania. Trump was suing Pennsylvania, saying, look, you can't just keep counting till it's over. I want you to remember one thing about the Pennsylvania thing. A judge, quote, 40 judges, quote unquote, looked at what was going on in Pennsylvania and said nothing to see here. Trump's a crazy asshole. Yet we all watch live on TV the person counting the votes saying, I don't care what the law says. We're going to keep counting until the Democrat wins. Finally, the math was so bad that all they were going to do was cause a recount, which they were still going to lose. But man, they got all the way up to that point where they thought they're going to cause a recount. And during that recount, they were going to bring in a whole bunch of new ballots that no one had seen before. And I'll tell you the rumor that shut that down. Show them a rabbit, hand them a gun. There was a rumor floating around in Pennsylvania that Trump had stacked the bogus broken ballot count, the ones that shouldn't be counted, with conservative votes. Stacked it. So if there was another one of these cheating ass recount calls, and they went in there saying, I don't care what it says, keep counting, the numbers were going to get overwhelmingly Trump. Now, I don't know if that's true, because no one's allowed to look at those ballots. I do know the rumor was floating around. I know people who start shit for a living. And that was a funny to me shit start. Whether it's true or not, you can't take the damn chance. If you believe Hitler screwed you over before you got there, you don't want to look bad once you get there. So I found that funny. Again, I don't know if it's true. That's just pure rumor. But if I decide to run for governor of the state in New Mexico, what a great idea to have a whole bunch of these ballots are rejected sitting somewhere, knowing they're not supposed to be counted. For me to sue that those ballots don't count. Only to have a crooked judge goes, you got to count all them crooked ballots. Doing everything but saying, they're my crooked ballots. Because under the Constitution, I don't have to say anything that would convict myself, right? Fifth Amendment, I don't have to say that. That's a law. That's the Constitution. I don't have to convict myself. And it makes everybody wonder whether Trump did it or not, or they just started a rumor. Or if they just paid somebody that hates the left. You got to remember one thing about left politics. There's a whole bunch of people who get hired as contractors last minute that do not get paid. So there are a bunch of people who still haven't been paid from the Hillary Clinton election. Then you had Kamala spend $1 billion, way more than Trump. And Trump turned around and had to give money to people who didn't get paid to do whatever Kamala wanted them to do. So there's a whole bunch of people who got a Trump check, even though they went out and tried to convince you to vote Kamala. Like I said, I don't know how rumors get started, but there were people who were probably paid to drop off bags of bogus ballots, and then all of a sudden Trump's writing their paychecks. And then suddenly there was a rumor out there. I'm just saying, you don't know what I don't know. Because I don't know it either. His furry? See what documents and stuff that would come out of that. The furry. What do you mean by furry? I do know they're going to rehash what happened from the FBI. Because the FBI is still claiming they have data that proves Trump was guilty. And the guy they don't want to go in office, what's his name? Cash, has already said, I'm gonna make sure those documents are made public. And the left's out there going, that Cash is a crazy asshole. Well, if he's a crazy asshole and all he wants to do is prove the FBI wasn't a liar by releasing the documents, I don't know that that's a crazy ass thing to do. I, as a citizen of the United States, would like to see that. I advocate for the elimination of the FBI as created from the 1930s in favor of that money that they're turning around telling all these FBI agents they need to go out and solve crimes. How about we just release those agents, give all their resumes to local sheriff's departments? Sheriff. There are, was it 3,600 or 4,200? I can't remember the number of sheriffs in this country. We release all that money that the FBI is consuming to the sheriffs in order for them to hire those newly released FBI agents, and we give them an AI system that can go through their resumes, blah, 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 and then those guys can choose anywhere in the country they want to go live, with the intent and purpose that the money that they were spending over at the FBI goes to those local sheriff's departments, where we've had 4,200 elected law enforcement sheriffs in charge of that. And we turn around and we have Congress pass legislation that says that, not district attorney, well, district attorneys, the prosecuting attorney money is also sent to the sheriffs, but not in electoral fashion. That the sheriff gets to pick their prosecutor. So if the sheriff picks a prosecutor who's a piece of shit, you unelect that sheriff. That's very simple. And that sheriff department has more manpower to solve crime. If you think your sheriff should be black, vote a black guy in. Solves the racial issue of government being racist, right? Black counties have black sheriffs. You know what black counties don't want? A bunch of freaking criminals. I got no problem with this. I'll tiptoe up to the race line for you guys. You want to be racist and not vote a qualified white guy in, but you want a badass black guy that you're going to forgive every time he beats the crap out of some kid up against a car because he was shooting in a neighborhood? I might applaud. The Fury, change it again. Release the Fury. Not furry, fiery. The fiery. See, fiery ain't the right word either. All right, Fury, F-U-R-Y. All right, elected law enforcement is the answer to this. In my state, a good example of this, okay, the governor turned around and said, I don't care what the Constitution says. I'm taking your Second Amendment rights away in this county. Why that one county? Because the sheriff has the power to arrest the governor for violating my constitutional rights. So they didn't take my gun rights away in my county, because me and my sheriff would have had a conversation about how he's the one going to be in handcuffs if he doesn't go put her in handcuffs. No one in San Jose County went and did that shit. But there's a few of us crazy bastards on the southern side of the state who are not afraid to go sit in jail while we sort out whether or not I was constitutionally correct in demanding that my rights be guaranteed. Yeah. I'll go sit in jail for 2 years. Free food. Happy for it. Free healthcare. Works for me. But and I do that for you guys. Every time I get to make a phone call, I turn around and, I don't know, maybe I'd use my prison wallet to sell some drugs so that I could do some YouTube time somewhere with some money I made. Tell me that wouldn't be the most popular show, where I start off telling you how much I had up my prison wallet in order to get on live on a cell phone. And I'd do it just to be funny. All right. This is now's the time Don't worry about Trump's fury. Trump only has 4 years. And we don't need to be worrying about who Trump's grooming. I promise you, the next person needs to have been saying it when Trump wasn't in office. Yeah. Look, that Matt Gaetz thing was brilliant. I don't know if Matt Gaetz didn't really want to run or if he just wanted to prove something. But I do know one thing. Matt Gaetz got rid of the head of Congress who was working with the Democrats. All right. Joe Biden does not have to go to Congress and ask for money. He's supposed to. But he was given, as long as the spending bills are under $100 million each, and he can write as many of them as he wants, he doesn't have to ask Congress for money. That was the deal that was made under this Congress. So we got to change the Congress number, which happens in January, the new class, to make that deal with the president go away. Trump doesn't get to spend money without permission. Otherwise, he'd go out there and be building the wall, and every money he saved on the other programs, he'd turn around and shuffle it around. But we had a few things in our election that were out of control. One, the Constitution changed. The Constitution went from a $4,000 tax break to a $10,000 tax break for me, simply because I'm a disabled veteran. I don't pay freaking taxes. So it's always nice when they give me money that I don't have. Matter of fact, I've made so little money, I got tricked. All right. I got told by the jobs people that I could go volunteer at a charity and it would qualify as work. As you guys know, I ran a charity for 4 years online. Every penny that I made online went into that charity. And the Social Security Administration turned around and said, doesn't count. And you've been more than 10 years without income, and therefore you're not qualified for Social Security. So I'm a 5-year combat veteran who doesn't get Social Security. And the veterans money is built based on not making the veteran independent, but it's under the assumption that the veteran automatically gets Social Security. And they tricked me out of it. They did it a couple ways. One, I went in 2013 for the sole purpose of getting certified to go back to work. It took them 11 years. I'm still not certified to go back to work. But again, that's beyond the 10-year mark. So another tricking. Just weird. You know, if you're doing that to veterans as a policy, what's your end goal? They don't know me. Although I do know going into job training, they had a written file, not a computer file, and the damn thing was almost an inch thick. And I asked, can I see that file? And she goes, no. And I said, but it's got my name on it. You got to file Freedom of Information Act to see that. I said, I got to file Freedom of Information Act for you to slide it across the desk? Doesn't the Freedom of Information Act say it's got my damn name on it? I can look at it anytime I want to? But no, I got to go through a 5-year process to ask permission for a file. Makes it sound like if I asked written permission for that file was going to disappear or never exist, because I'd had that before. I get a card in the mail. Your file is not here. I got that from 3 different government agencies. There were only 3 government agencies that were supposed to have the file. Your file is not here. But neither here nor there. Some things just piss me off long term because I'm familiar with the way they work. I finally got my passport. For 10 years, I wasn't allowed to have a passport. I was restricted travel. But and I plan on trying to get us to do some streaming from England into January, beginning February. I don't know. I don't know how rowdy they're going to get. We may get rowdy. It may be daydreaming that the old crew is just as sparky as we were during the COVID days. Yeah, I'm hoping. You should hope too. You should make sure you set your like button, your thumbs up button, and do everything you can to get YouTube or Twitch or whatever to tell you that I went live. Because I don't plan them. What's the point of live if you got to plan them? Isn't that how Kamala got kicked out? You know, she wouldn't go talk to a guy for live for a couple hours. I'm at 2 hours and 20 minutes, Kamala. Why didn't Kamala come on and talk to me? I'm not a professional podcaster with millions of listeners. Come talk to me. Maybe I'm just dumb enough to make you look good. I'm pretty dumb. You never know what I'm going to say. I say stupid stuff all the time. I've seen me. I wish YouTube was better than 1080p. Oh, what the hell? Okay, apparently I skipped taking my pills and the whiskey didn't fix it. Oh my God, my shoulders are killing me. It also means my Bluetooth sensor is not doing what it's supposed to do. I tuned it to work on my legs better because I was having leg cramps. I can either make my upper back feel better, or I can make my legs feel better, but I can't do both. So you got to choose what I'm going to do the next day. If I'm going to walk around a bunch, got to make the legs feel better. Then you just got to live with the fact that the arms hurt. Oh, okay. The whiskey's making me tired. That's a good thing. I may get some good sleep tonight. Man, we're going up in viewers. Why are you guys coming in now? I swear to God, YouTube hears me trying to sign off and sends people in here. That's just terrible. That's a terrible thing to do to me. That's not fair. Wow, holy crap, my mouse fell asleep. The ching behind me where I had a nice clean thing. I had this set up perfectly in here. And then I let that big Belgian Malware come loose in here. And she is a wrecking ball. I never dreamed for a second she'd start chewing on the green screen. Luckily, the slobber dried up and she didn't punch any holes in it. Oh my God. For those of you who just joined, I screamed my ass off at her. So it's loud. I don't know how loud the scream was on the bottom. I got to. She's a big dog. And I'm not afraid to thump a dog on the head and make him go, oh, I'm sorry. She don't care. But if I yell at her in a very aggressive, demeaning voice, she feels bad. And then I get through to her. She will never touch that green screen ever again. Because she held her head low. Like, I'm sorry, I didn't know I was supposed to. I got to make her feel good. Guilt is the only training weapon I have with that girl. She went to school. Went to obedience school. The day we got home from obedience school, we got her a little certificate, set it on the counter. She got up on the counter and she ate her obedience certificate right there in the kitchen. She's a good dog. But, pain in the ass. Now, my wife's gone for 2 weeks. Now, my wife goes and runs, like, she took her on an ugly sweater 5K the other day. Said they got back from that 5K and that dog was like, just get it off of me, but didn't complain during the run while people were fawning all over. She loves attention. But she got to wear the Cosby sweater for the 5K. And then 3 days a week, my wife runs trains for marathons or whatever event she's got coming up. She trains for it. And the dog's been going with her because we live in southern New Mexico and it's dangerous as fuck out here, you know. So I didn't think we were going to be able to keep the dog in the house. And then it just kind of dawned on her that maybe it's just dangerous enough that a land raptor with teeth. Hold on. I hear her clicking outside the door. Probably got her ear pulled up the door. Huh. Did I hear you? Oh, come and tell everybody. Hi, Dawn. Yeah, I know. I'm all teeth. We were talking about you. And that's her being polite to me, right? So 2 weeks without Holly running her three. Oh, you say Holly? Holly? Yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to open Holly's office. And I'm going to let you sit in her chair for a while. She likes sitting in Holly's chair too. Do that right now. All right, hold on. Come on here. Hold on. There you go. Go. You can go sit in there. Well, it's dark. I'm not throwing the ball. That dog is ball oriented. She's only 8 months old. She's still a big puppy. But she's a big puppy with teeth. And she listens to me. We can have a conversation. She's a good girl. Oh my God, making me dizzy, just head tilting. But we got 2 weeks no running, and she needs that exercise. But my nurse comes by 4 days a week, and there's a scheduled time that they throw the ball. They throw the ball at 8:30 in the morning, 12:30, and 3:30, huh? You get 10, 15 minutes of chasing the ball in the yard. Got to wear that dog out. Plus, we have 2 back doors. You can open the inner door, and nothing but the screen door is closed for the one kitchen back door. And she will run and body tackle the back kitchen door and open it, and then run through the dog door, come back in the house and body tackle the kitchen door again. And she'll do laps like that. You know, she's like 20 laps in circles, like where she's body tackling the door. So we got her trained to knock a door down in case somebody decides, hey, I'm going to break into the house, take you all at gunpoint, and shove you in a room. Good luck with that, because she can knock a door off its doorknob. You're a good girl. She's much bigger than a police Belgian Malinois. This is the breed that they got rid of. They were too big for cars. We don't care. She loves us. That's all that matters. She'll kill somebody for me. Then I'll go hide her out in the country. They're not going to get her back. I don't know where that dog come from. It was a wolf that came out of nowhere and just attacked him. We'll take you to the beauty parlor and color you blonde. No. That's not yours. No. Okay. What I'm looking around for, she thinks she's smart. And I'm wondering if she didn't trick me. She'll come in here and she'll throw a ball someplace she's not supposed to be. And then go, I got to go get my ball. And then you just got to, she's so big. I had a golden retriever. You turn around, he'd ask for help to get something. Just get things out of the way and say, hey, go get it. And the same thing with her. And I'm just now getting her where she asked permission. Can I go get that? No. Hi, Jake. I know. And my poor little Jake, he's a Bisque Shepherd, which is a German cattle dog. Very smart. Very nice. If I had to tell somebody that wanted a kid dog that was going to guard their kids, to where if mom said, stay on the couch, the dog would say, all right, you know what you've been told, 1 foot on the floor and you're not moving, which my nurse does with him. When the nurse's kids come over after school, she's like, stay on the couch and stay out of trouble. You'll hear barking and yapping and growling. That dog ain't letting their toes touch the floor. You can sit there watching Netflix. That's it. All right, guys. I'm hitting the 3 hour. I'm hitting the 2 hour 30 mark. I said I'd be cutting off at 2. No sleep for me. I'm sleeping. I'm going to sleep this couple weeks. It is my intention. Well, I say I'm going to sleep this couple weeks. I'm going to go to bed. Drinking a little whiskey means I'm probably going to be up in 4 hours, but I'm going to feel good when I get up in 4 hours. And I might get a bunch of this. Hey, I'm talking here. I might get a bunch of this AI stuff. That's loud. Who you think you're bitching at? Right? She thinks I'm going to go outside and play ball with her after that attitude? You didn't bring me a ball back. Oh, I already put them all up, didn't I? It's treat time. That's why the beagle howled. All right. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm hoping to get up and get this first stage of this bot built. I've got the old gun gate. What was it called? I got the phone number that we used to text into. I'm going to attach that to the bot so that people can text the bot. That's my little itty bitty beagle acting like he's going to beat her up. And she looks at him like, is that dog going insane? Is that dog going insane? There's about to be blood in here. And they have fought. And the last time they fought, I had to peel a dog that had more than half of you in her mouth. That's enough. All right, folks. I appreciate it. No one needs to listen to this crap. Hopefully, I'll have a tool built shortly. The goal here is tools. And then, well, okay. And then we'll tie the tools to the streaming where you hit the join button and you get to text